An unprecedented political earthquake has just ripped through the very heart of the European Union. From the power corridors of Paris to the chancellery halls of Berlin, from Warsaw to Budapest, leaked accounts from sealed negotiation rooms in Brussels are spreading like wildfire. What happened behind closed doors was not diplomacy. It was an execution. The victim was Friedrich Merz, Germany's chancellor and the man expected to lead Europe's economic engine. The executioner was Viktor Orbán, Europe's most defiant rebel. It began with a plan Berlin sold as flawless. A so-called silver bullet worth nearly 300 billion euros. Germany proposed confiscating Russia's frozen state assets and redirecting them straight into arming Ukraine. In Berlin's mind, this was checkmate. Punish Moscow while lifting the financial burden off exhausted European taxpayers. The German delegation entered the room overflowing with confidence, bordering on arrogance. Merz walked in like a man convinced he was about to make history. This will force Moscow to negotiate, he claimed, certain his logic was unbreakable. He was catastrophically wrong. He didn't realize he was stepping directly into a trap. When Merz finished speaking and waited for applause, the room fell silent. Then Viktor Orbán stood up. He did not rise to negotiate. He rose to destroy. Long dismissed by Brussels elites as a nuisance, the Hungarian prime minister delivered a strike so precise it left Germany's ambitions in ruins. "You are not fighting a war," Orbán said coldly. "You are committing suicide." What followed was not debate. It was a massacre. The air in the chamber turned suffocating as Orbán launched a counterattack that historians may one day mark as the moment the European Union fractured. Merz stood frozen. He had expected resistance. He had expected compromise. He had not expected to be publicly dismantled before 26 heads of state. Orbán did not cloak his words in diplomacy. "This is an illegal declaration of war," he said. He tore the proposal apart piece by piece. "You do not understand the difference between freezing assets and stealing them," Orbán continued. "Freezing is temporary. Confiscation is theft. It is irreversible. It is crossing a red line with no return." Then came the financial warning that shook the room. "The euro survives on trust," Orbán said. "The belief that property rights are sacred. Destroy that trust once, and it is gone forever." He gestured around the chamber. "Do you think China is blind? Do you think Saudi Arabia is deaf? If Europe steals Russian money today, what stops you from stealing theirs tomorrow?" Then came the line that froze the room. "Global capital is a coward. Investors will not wait. They will run. They will flee European banks like rats from a sinking ship." But Orbán wasn't finished. He delivered the final blow by weaponizing Germany's own recent history. "We have seen German wisdom before," he scoffed. "You shut down nuclear plants. You chained yourselves to Russian gas. Then you severed it overnight and sent inflation into the stratosphere." The chamber gasped. "Now you want to do to finance what you did to energy," Orbán thundered. "Import your incompetence and force the rest of us to pay for it." Then came the geopolitical warning. "You think this hurts Putin? You are fools," Orbán said. "You are handing him the greatest propaganda gift imaginable. You prove to the global south that the West is not the defender of law, but its violator. Pass this plan," he concluded, "and you accelerate the collapse of Western financial dominance. You create a world where Europe is irrelevant." When Orbán sat down, the silence was absolute. All eyes turned to Merz. He was expected to fight back. He said nothing. France stayed silent. Italy looked away. Austria refused eye contact. No leader was willing to sync with Germany. The proposal was postponed, Brussels' polite phrase for burial. Orbán emerged not just as a survivor, but as the victor. Europe left the summit exposed, divided, and weakened. While Brussels argued legal theories, reality marched forward. Unity was gone. Chaos was no longer approaching. It had arrived. The European dream didn't stumble in Brussels that day. It died.